Hi guys, this is Coach Kenta. Trying something different. We are going to start creating a video here answering some of your questions. I don't know if some of you guys saw on my Instagram last week, but I posted a picture asking what you guys want me to cover and go over. Any questions related on weightlifting, CrossFit, anything in particular that revolves around fitness. I will try my best to answer it. So this is kind of me trying. So the first question I got from one of our members, Kenta. I am struggling to get under the bar. How do I improve my speed and my efficiency on getting under the bar in the snatch? So great question. It is something that you should always continue working towards. It's not something that just you get there and you don't work on that ever again, right? So what's very important about the speed or the ability to get under the bar is as important as getting the bar up, right? So we always focus on how do we get the bar higher, how do we get the bar higher. If you guys haven't noticed in my classes, I always explain it's not always about getting the bar super high, it's always about trying to be more efficient in that middle, right? Getting the bar as high as you possibly can for your ability to get under, right? So this is going to be a great video addressing that, right? So one of the key things is applying tension the entire way, right? Mobility, which we'll work on. I have a PDF file that's coming out to you guys shortly, doing some finisher touches, but working on ankle mobility, hip mobility, right? Your overhead mobility. Being comfortable in the hole is going to be a huge help in progressing your ability to get under the bar, right? So what we're gonna go over is we're gonna go over phase one, which ideally I would like for you guys to get better at or mastering phase one before we move to phase two. And then you master phase two before we move to phase three, right? Regardless of who you are, I don't want you to jump to phase three until you master phase one, right? The goal here is we are working to progress, right? Katie always talked about moving virtuously, right? Our goal is to move with intent and progress our way there, not jumping through hoops, okay? So hope you guys stay here, continue watching the video, and I'll be right back explaining the three movements. Guys, welcome back. So I am going to be explaining those three movements. We're going to start with phase one. Phase one has two parts to it. So like I said earlier, making sure we master phase one before we move to phase two. So part one of phase one is going to be jumping squats, but it's going to be a little bit different than what you're probably used to. I would like for you to start at the bottom of the hole. So you're going to be in that squat position. Working on straight back, feet flat, knees out in that receiving position. You're going to extend, so you're going to jump into extension and you're going to land right back in that bottom of the hole, right? So the goal here is you're extending like you would extend in a snatch or a clean, right? You're extending and then you're forcing your body to receive back into that squatting position. What I don't want you guys to do here is rush it, where you're just jumping up and down for reps. I would like for you guys to focus on how your back is positioned, how you're landing, are your feet wide, are your feet narrow, right? Our goal is to land right back into our ideal squat position in the snatch and the clean, right? So you're going to extend, right back down, extend, right back down, right? If you could master this and get comfortable, we will move to part two of our phase one. All right, so our part two of phase one is very similar, but we're going to be jumping onto a box, right? The benefit of doing the jumping squat into or on top of a box, is that it forces our legs to catch at a high position, right? So you're squatting down, you're extending into extension like you're in a snatch, and you're lifting your legs up as high as you can as you land on a box. Start low and work on progressing upwards. Our goal here is eventually to find a max height of a box jump and work on progressing that way. So you guys will start seeing this in our new cycle coming up, where we will be focusing on some box jumps as their accessories or even jumping squats. So keep a lookout for that if you see that in our program. But what our goal here is not, again, reps or speed, but more efficiency, right? How are we exploding, or our legs are coming up, and how are we landing, right? Our goal is to land like we would in a snatch or a clean, all right? Okay, Now, on to phase 2. So phase 2 will require a barbell, right? So phase 2 is going to be a tall snatch. So a tall snatch is just like it sounds. You're pretty much starting the bar as tall as possible, and you're pulling yourself under, right? So you're going to pick up the barbell into that power position, okay? You're going to start pulling the bar with your upper body, not your legs. So you're going to shrug, nice long scarecrow, and as that bar goes up, you're going to pull that bar, or pull yourself underneath that bar and punch out, right? So this is teaching you to not only get the bar up, but you're pulling the bar up as you're pulling down, right? So again, try to use less hips and less legs. The primary goal for this movement is to really focus on the pull under, right? So start power position, bar starts to elevate as you elevate your upper body. You're using your traps, your shoulders, and your arms, and then you're pulling yourself under, okay? Until we master phase 2 and get comfortable with this, even with a little bit of weight, again, nothing too heavy. Our goal is not the weight on the bar, but we want to be comfortable with at least putting something on the bar in this movement before we move to phase 3. All right, so phase 3 is, you guys all know this, it's pretty simple, but it's high hang snatch, right? High hang snatch is a really good way to kind of bring everything back together because it is the closest to a normal snatch, right? So our goal here for the high hang is we want the bar as starting from above the knee. So the mid thighs are probably a good spot. Pull the bar from the floor, start in a power position, create tension, right? You're going to drop that bar to your mid thigh, and then you're going to, from here, pull that bar into that power position and pull yourself under into a squat, okay? This is going to ideally bring everything full circle, right? So once you master phase 1, the ability to extend and get back down into that squat and get comfortable with that, we can move to phase 2, which is going to be the tall snatch, the rotation of the bar, right? Pulling yourself under, and then we bring everything back full circle on phase 3, where we focus on the hang snatch, right? So stay tuned, we'll have more of these videos. You guys should see a Facebook post of our group that are starting here soon, which I will be then asking you weekly what type of videos you guys would like to see. You can comment at the bottom also if you have any other questions or comments, or maybe another video that you guys want to see, okay? So stay tuned. Our new official program starts next week. This week would be our PR week, so good luck for everyone who I won't be seeing, and get after those weights.